Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer decided to purchase 4 of these electric bikes simultaneously, and their initial impression was that they looked very well made and solid, representing good value. Getting the bikes ready to ride was a surprisingly straightforward process. Our reviewer noted that it actually took longer to unpack all 4 boxes and do an inventory of the parts than it did to complete the assembly for all of them. The first-time e-bike user, the experience has been overwhelmingly positive. This mountain bike offers a lot of power, and its operation is smooth and doesn't produce much noise, although you can distinctly hear when the motor engages. The display provides plenty of useful information during a ride. A particularly appreciated feature is the 5-level pedal assist system. These settings also function as a sort of speed governor when using only the throttle, which is a great way to manage your speed. This client found that they prefer to ride using the 2nd level of pedal assist. There was a minor issue with the initial order. 2 of the 4 bikes arrived without the fenders and rear racks that were supposed to be included. However, the customer service experience was a pleasant surprise. After reaching out to the support department, our reviewer received a very timely response, and the issue was resolved quickly and efficiently, which was especially impressive given it was during a busy time of year. Overall, this client feels that it's a great purchase, backed by an excellent and responsive customer service department that provides real peace of mind.
All right, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer found this electric bicycle to be a fantastic value, though it comes with a few caveats. Our reviewer suggests that anyone putting it together should have some basic bicycle maintenance skills beyond what's shown in the assembly video. For instance, after installing the front wheel, this client noticed the brake disc was rubbing and had to adjust the caliper to fix it, also taking the time to fine-tune the brake cables for better performance. Once assembled, the performance has been impressive. In just a short time, our reviewer has covered over 60 miles on only a couple of charges, a notable feat considering the route includes quite a few hills and was often traveled at full throttle. The e-bike comfortably handles a 14-mile one-way commute, maintaining an average speed in the low to mid-20s on a full battery. The charging time is also quite reasonable, usually taking around 4 to 5 hours as advertised. However, the setup process wasn't without its frustrations. The rear fender, for example, couldn't be attached because its mount was far too small for the bike seat tube. More troublesome were a couple of cross-threaded screws on the neck, which made installing the handlebars a difficult, though not impossible, task. All things considered, this client is happy with the purchase but remains cautiously optimistic, acknowledging that only time will tell if the deal was truly as good as it seems. The final sentiment is that for what this e-bike costs, a few minor issues are almost to be expected.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer found this electric bike to be a solid piece of equipment, noting its speed, stylish appearance, and overall comfort, making for an enjoyable ride initially. However, there were a few aspects that stood out and warranted a closer look. First off, while the robustness is appreciated, this bike isn't what you'd call lightweight. That said, it's not entirely unexpected given the substantial battery and powerful electric motor packed into its frame, which are necessary for its performance capabilities. A more tangible point of concern involved the braking system. Our reviewer felt the brakes could definitely use some improvement. They tended to be rather noisy, and more importantly, they didn't bring the bike to a halt as quickly or as decisively as desired, which can be a significant factor for safety and confidence during a ride. But perhaps the most notable issue encountered was with the pedal assistance system, or PA. There's a distinct and noticeable delay from the moment this client began pedaling until the electric assist actually kicked in. This wasn't a minor hesitation. It often took nearly 1 or even 2 full pedal revolutions before the power engaged. Having ridden various other electric bikes, from more budget-friendly options to premium models, this reviewer noted that such a pronounced delay was an unfamiliar experience. While it might seem like a small detail on paper in practice, it significantly affects the fluidity and responsiveness of the ride, particularly when starting from a stop or navigating tricky situations where instant power is beneficial. Given these observations, our reviewer is actually considering a couple of upgrades to make this electric bike truly perfect for their needs. Specifically, there's a thought to replace both the existing brakes and the cadence sensor, which they believe would directly address the main points of contention. Finally, the experience with customer support when trying to address the PADA.
That's all for now. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe. Let's talk in the comments. See you in the next video.